Hello, welcome to Infinite Sky channel. My name is Danguole and today I will do your pick a card reading. When will you get into union with your person? So it is a reunion of soulmates connection, of twin flame connection, and full union. It means that you are fully open to each other, fully committed to this journey, and you feel honest and comfortable with each other. So when will it happen? What are the blockages for this connections? And general guidance for you, what to do to speed up your reunion with this person. So for pile number 1, we have Aura Quartz crystal. For pile number 2, we have jade stone. For pile number 3, we have pyrite. It's raw pyrite. So take your time, meditate on those crystals. Choose one crystal that you are the most drawn to. Once you've done that, you should go to the description box where you can find the timestamp for your reading. And I will leave you on this meditation. Hello, pile number 1. So if you chose this quartz crystal or a quartz crystal, this is your reading. When will your union be? So immediately we will see the timeline for your union energies. So it is in 8 months. But you can speed up this time or you can slow down this time. So it doesn't necessarily goes like that, like in 8 months. But in current energies is around this time. So now we will see your energy and his energy, or I would say divine masculine and divine feminine energy right now. So this is a divine feminine energy. So this is divine masculine's energy. Okay. So divine masculine is, right now he is in a Three of Swords energy, so he is healing his broken heart. So he feels not only guilty for what he did, but he also feels betrayed by you, or I would say by divine feminine. But it doesn't mean that it's your fault. It's just his energy. He feels a little bit betrayed, but not necessarily by you, but just a whole relationship is like in this state of mind, which is very sad, and divine masculine feels stuck. I can feel he is stuck, but he's not as stuck as he was before. So he's coming out of that energy and he's trying to heal his broken heart, and not like, I wouldn't say broken heart or just like full sadness and full broken heart, no, but more like broken ego. And he's releasing a lot of negative beliefs about himself, and that is painful. That is very painful and sad and depressive state of mind right now. But he has hope for this relationship, and he's waiting for a better times when he can commit to you, because right now he's aware that he cannot commit fully to this relationship. He cannot be fully happy. He cannot be fully optimistic. He cannot give too much. He's just waiting and waiting. I feel that he's waiting more for himself, not for divine feminine, but for himself to be ready for you. So he's trying to raise his vibrations. He's trying to be fully complete in himself, to not to expect too much. And also, what is very positive thing that is happening right now, he's not so defensive anymore. He's not so defensive. He doesn't want to fight with you, doesn't want to have arguments, he doesn't want to have dramas in his life. He wants to be silent and peaceful and ready to compromise, and just basically he's listening what divine feminine has to say, and doesn't show his opinions too much and doesn't show his ego too much, because yeah, his ego is broken, but he is healing that. He's fully healing that. He's in like feeling the pain, feeling the sadness, more like sadness, not like, you know, when you heal your broken heart, for some souls it might be very painful because it's like literal pain in your chest. But for him it's not like that, because he's not fully open to this healing process. So it's like more like sadness and melancholic mood. So what he feels about you is that he's very happy that you share same interests, and he knows that he can talk to you when he wants, and you always have something to talk about, and you have a lot of common things together, a lot of interest, or I wouldn't say your belief systems are similar, but you always have to like have interesting conversations together. And he's releasing a lot of guilt for what happened, because I feel that what happened is a lot of fighting or arguments, or just misunderstandings, a lot of misunderstandings, and he feels very guilty for not being the best partner for divine feminine. Okay, let's see divine feminine's energy. So she's not too focused on romantic feelings anymore, on romantic relationship. She's doing her job. She's probably working on her creative project or her hobbies, and she's cooperating with a few people, maybe one or two. She's ready to. She's opening herself to more socializing, more friends, more like getting together with friends, with people. Also, she's very busy with not only the relationship, but something with could be household chores, or could be just helping children do their homework, or just maybe building something. Like she's busy with her daily activities. Also, she feels more clarity about this relationship, and not only she's open to learning about this relationship and lessons that this relationship might offer, but she's also has her spiritual awakening, so she's raising her vibrations too, like divine masculine, and she's ascending to a new consciousness. She's ascending, she's growing, she's expanding. A lot of is happening on inner world. uh, a lot of is happening which is not visible for other people, but for her is visible because she feels maybe ascension symptoms, even, for example, fatigue or uh, lack of energy, because this is a symptom of ascension and spiritual awakening. She also feels very passionate about divine masculine. Uh, she thinks about him in a sexual way, but she's a little bit afraid to open up for him or just be fully vulnerable because she's afraid that he might judge her. And that fear is like she's dissipating that fear. I'm not saying that she's fully in that fear and she's overwhelmed by this feeling of judgmental, like she's not fully afraid of being judged by him, but she's scared to step up, to be vulnerable, to be fully present in this relationship. But that is changing. That is also changing, and something is balancing in that aspect. So she might be, over time, she might become more confident in herself, and that fear won't be so visible, so overwhelming. I'm not saying that right now it's overwhelming, but it won't be so strong anymore as she will come to more confident energy in herself. And she's coming to more confident energies. She's right now even more confident than was a month ago. So yeah, and she doesn't feel like, I feel that in the past she felt like she is stuck with this relationship and doesn't know what she has to learn, what lessons she has to learn about this relationship. But right now she's more open and she's not so anxious anymore, and she's not so over analyzing things. So that is helping her to ascend and to not to put uh, too much focus on the problems in this relationship. Okay. Union energies is a King of Swords. So they both feel, that's very good. King of Swords is a very nice card because they no longer hiding from themselves. Firstly, they no longer hiding from themselves, and as a result, they're not hiding. They're like more open to conversations, to deep conversations. They're more open to understanding each other and not being in that ego energy and thinking about themselves, thinking how they are hurt and how other person might hurt them in the past or other person misbehaved in some way. They no longer lying to themselves. They are trying to be equal, and they are trying to be honest with themselves, and that is very beautiful energy. I don't feel a lot of romantic connection, or just, it's not a honeymoon period, definitely, but it's like just basic honesty and not talking shit, not lying. Everything is up in the air right now. Like everything is up front and very straightforward and very open. Okay, let's see right now what is blocking this union. What is blocking this union from divine feminine side? Okay. From divine masculine. Okay, so from divine feminine is not too much. There's not too much blockages from this in this union. She's a little bit afraid that she might give too much, and she has a tendency to give too much and always like give because she's very compassionate and she has big heart, I feel, and she's like likes to give people, more like a giver than receiver. And she learned in the past that it is not good for her to give too much. So she's trying and she's afraid of being taken advantage of. She doesn't like to overgive and she's afraid of that. But that's a fear that little bit irrational because the reality changed. Reality between you two changed already, and if you are divine feminine, you shouldn't be afraid to give to this person. You shouldn't be afraid to share your love with him because it won't be the same as before. I feel like you will be reciprocated in this connection. I'm not saying that you should be always like overgiving, like giving too much this person, but right now you don't have to be afraid of that he might take advantage of you. It won't happen anymore. It won't happen. And there's a strong passionate like I feel like from divine feminine she wants more attention, she wants more sexual attention, maybe she wants to go on romantic date, but it doesn't happening, so it leads to some kind of frustration or a little bit disappointment. But it's not very big, so it's not quite a blockage for this union. From divine masculine, he's very focused on his financial state, his job, his career, and anything that is relating with money and material world. And he is turning away. He's looking in the opposite direction from the divine feminine. And he's not too much focused on this romantic connection, but he's more focused on his self-worth issues, which is related with money and resources and that kind of stuff. Also, he's trying very hard to not to rush into this relationship, not to make irrational decisions, and he is trying to move on from the past memories, from the past traumas, from the past hurts, and the last thing that you want to do is put blame on the divine feminine and blaming her for his mistakes, because he takes full responsibility for what he did, and he wants to be better person, and he wants to apologize maybe. And so there's not a blockage, but there needs to be time and space for him to process all of that emotional information, because a lot of emotional energy is coming towards divine masculine to process and to learn from that. So it might take time. Okay, now I will see what is the guidance for you who is watching this video, what to do, how to speed up your union. Okay, Queen of Swords. Okay, so if you want to speed up this union with your person, you should be more gentle towards yourself and towards this person. You should be aware how you speak to, if you're, I'm more feeling that, like, this is the guidance for divine feminine. So yes, for the divine feminine, the guidance is to be more gentle, with yourself and with this divine masculine, and be aware of how she speaks, how she's not to use rude language, rude words, not to be harsh to each other, not to judge yourself, and not to judge him for his actions, even though he might still be, he's not a perfect partner for you, but nobody is perfect, and try not to judge him for that imperfections and for those mistakes that he occasionally does. And also continue to be open and honest with yourself, and know what is your maybe childhood or just past relationship tendencies and past relationship traumas, or like there's some energies and some unforgiving energies coming from your past, but not only from this relationship, and you should be aware of that, so that you wouldn't put blame on divine masculine, and you will be like, try to be also fully responsible for your emotions and for your feelings, and not to put blame on him only. And because it's very convenient to put blame on someone if he is already in that energy of taking that blame on him and just accepting that he is guilty. And it's very almost tempting to do this, like, more, and just, okay, you're the one to blame, I know you did this to me. So don't try to do this. Also, for the divine masculine, you should be more, if he will be more romantic towards divine feminine, union will be sooner and quicker and easier. But yeah, he is trying to be more romantic, he's trying to express his deepest emotions, but he struggles a little bit. So I feel like in the 2 or 3 months he will be more open and will be more expressive and more romantic towards divine feminine. So don't worry about that, be patient. Be patient, and you will get some romantic feedback from your partner. Also know that this relationship will reach the highest potential, but you have to be optimistic and have hope for this relationship, and just stay positive, and don't dive into this negative thinking, negative mindset, because it creates blockages, but not huge blockages, but only maybe, like, for example, if you one day you woke up and you feel like a lot of negative thoughts about this relationship, so this day is already gone from your relationship. You stole that day from your relationship. Because if you will stay positive, if you stay positive and think, okay, it's not perfect, but I'm okay with that, I'm fine. So you're already in union with this person. You're already in positive vibes because you don't have any heavy feelings towards each other. So be aware of your pessimistic mindset. Okay, and the last card is balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. So yeah, again, I feel like from the divine feminine, like I said, she has a tendency to give too much to other people, but it is good. It is very positive attribute to have. It comes from your heart, and don't judge yourself for that. But also don't be afraid to take your stand and hold your ground. Like, for example, if you have some conflicts and you don't know which one is right, but you feel intuitively that you might be right. So hold that, like hold that opinion, and try to don't try to please other person for the sake of peacefulness. Because a lot of people try to be better, try to please each other, try to be happy for each other, but it's not true. If they're not happy, you should say that you're not happy. If you're not agreeing with that person's opinion, you should say, okay, I'm not agree with you. I'm not, I don't agree with your opinion. I have different opinion about this. And don't be afraid to confront each other. But also, there's a fine line between confronting and challenging too much. So you kind of looking for balance when you're I feel like either you're too much challenging to each other, or you're too much pleasing and too much trying to please each other. So but you will find balance. You will find balance when the time goes on. You will find balance how to be all the time, how to be authentic and not to wait for the last minute to say what you have to say. And you will be like, every minute you will say what you have to say, and probably will get angry more often, but that anger won't be so big and won't be so huge when you're like having an argument. So that is interesting reading. That's all I have for you. If you would like to book a personal reading, all information is in the description box below. So thank you and bye. Hello, pile number 2. So if it shows this crystal, this is your reading. When will you come into union with this person? So, as you already see, full union will be in 10 months. But it is not fully imprinted. This date is not fully like only in 10 months. You could speed up or slow down this process. So it depends completely on your energy, but not only on your energy, but also your partner's energy. So this is divine feminine's energy, and this is divine masculine energy, and this is energy in between them. So divine feminine, oh dear, like she went through a lot of shit, and she's still going through a lot of transformation, and it's not easy, and she feels kind of hurt. She feels hurt by this person. She's very tired. She's tired from manipulation, or I feel like there was some kind of lying, deceit or manipulation that happened between you two, and she's very afraid of happening that again. So she's a little bit protective and defensive. She's not fully open, but she's trying to stay strong and to be optimistic. But sometimes the negativity and negative thoughts about this relationship and negative mindset overwhelms her. So she often feels tired and frustrated for not seeing the results, and like nothing is manifesting for her. So she's quite tired, but not necessarily if in a physical sense, but in psychological sense. She's tired. She sees him as quite stable. Right now she sees him in quite stable position. She feels cold. She feels like she's a little bit not left alone, but she's just like he's a cold to her, and she doesn't feel the warmth out of his heart, and she lacks that warm energy. She lacks that compassion, that love, that emotional support. But she's kind of got used to that, and she's okay with that, that he's a little bit cold or detached. He's not rude, he's not trying to hurt her, so she's okay with that. She sometimes also feels like a burden for him because she went through very difficult stuff, and she knows that she was a little bit difficult to deal with, so she's not fully accepting that part of her, and she's afraid of not being heard and not being fully understood by him. So because she's still not, I wouldn't say in the middle, but more like in the beginning of the healing process, or yes, kind of in the middle of healing, in the middle of transforming, and it's like very powerful transformation. So she knows that she's not the most easy person to be around, but she's trying her best, and she's trying not to be too much and not to be heavy, not to put heavy energies on this relationship. And she's very afraid of some events happening again. So she's very cautious. She's very cautious and aware of what is happening. Divine Masculine. So Divine Masculine, he is quite closed off from the world. He's in the hermit state, so he's not fully open to the world, to the socializing, to friends. He doesn't have many contact with the outside world. So he's like in himself a lot of time alone. But he likes that. He doesn't complain about that. Towards her, he feels very, very deep feelings. Also, he likes her warmth, he likes her kindness, he appreciates her, he feels stable around her. Something about her energy feels very stable and secure, so he's looking for that energy again and again. He's like drinking the nectar from her energy. He's like he likes to be around her. He likes to talk with her. He likes maybe to cuddle with her or just be around her. Also, right now he feels a little bit more energy, he feels more vitality, and he can do he can do his daily activities easier, and you just but with that energy also comes a responsibility, and in the past he was a little bit impulsive. I feel like he was acting even aggressive or impulsive, or said some harsh things, said things that he didn't mean. So he's afraid of stepping in that energy again. He's afraid of being that asshole and being that impulsive person. So he's very aware of his tendency to be impatient, and he's trying to be more gentle towards her and more aware of his actions. So union energies is quite good. I feel like it's very good energies, because it's Page of Pentacles. It's very slow beginning, slow moving, new beginning. Also, every like both persons trying to be very cautious and not to step into the union too early and not to mess up this union. So they are thinking a lot and they are over analyzing situation. And there are both, this relationship is in the beginning states, not in the beginning, but I would say in the middle, or more like to the end of healing. So you already coming to the more light, to the more easier communication, like you will be easier with each other, you will feel lighter with each other, you won't have any hard situations, heavy situations that you have to solve, any like lying, deceit, and all of that. That's all in the past. And the only thing that you both feel pessimistic, and you don't see that light in the end of the tunnel, and you both need that support and need that confirmation that everything is fine. And Spirit is saying everything is fine. You are getting better, and you are getting better in each other. Like each and every day, your union is becoming more strong and more stable. So it's very, very grounding, stable union. Okay, so let's see what guidance Spirit has for you, pile number 2. So guidance for Divine Feminine. Okay. So guidance for Divine Feminine is be patient. Be patient. You need to have a lot of patience for this union, but once you will step into this union, there's no going back. There's no going back. And believe that you won't have to face the difficulties in this relationship. Once you're in union, that's it. You're like that. Just click and that's it. You don't have to. You will be very, very comfortable with each other. You won't have to think twice about what actions you have to take, what words you speak. You won't have to think about it twice. So be patient. Everything is working out. You don't have to do anything. Don't be afraid to give to this person. Don't be afraid to open up a little bit. Don't be afraid to offer a support, to offer a helping hand, and basically just keep giving and receiving to this connection. Also, with the guidance for the Divine Masculine. Oh my God, there's a lot, too much. Guidance for Divine Masculine. Okay, so in terms of attention, he needs to give her a little bit more attention. He has to also express his feelings more and express how much he cares about her, how much he loves her, how much sexy she is, how much attractive she is, because she doesn't feel like she deserves, not like, yeah, I could say like she doesn't feel like she deserves that attention because he is so closed off and he's so afraid to say things and to be a fool for her to the point that he doesn't say anything. So he has to be more, and he will be more expressive towards divine feminine, just it needs more time. And also he has to commit to this relationship. He's not fully committed, so that's a little bit a blockage and for this union, but it will happen over time. It will happen over time. Okay, what else? It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. Yes, so for the divine feminine, like, don't be afraid to give to this person, but first you have to look for yourself and look if you are giving to yourself first and if your cup is full. And then what is left you can give to him. So it's very important to spend time alone, to be alone, to enjoy time alone, to enjoy that space and that just peaceful time with yourself, maybe meditation, relaxation, and it's good not to focus on this relationship too much and just do your thing. So in terms of blockages, I don't see major blockages, except from the divine feminine is not too much blockages, except that you have to be more, divine feminine has to be more open and trust in him again, trust in this relationship again. And for the divine masculine, he has to be more expressive and also has to commit to her more. So that's it. That's all I have for you. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you should go to the description box and all its information is in my website, infinitesky.eu. So thank you and bye. Hello, pile number 3. So if you chose this stone, this is a pyrite, raw pyrite stone, this is your reading. When will you come into full union with your person? So, I'm sorry, pile number 3, but I feel that you are very focused on the timeline right now. And full union, what it means full union? Full union, when you are with this person, you feel totally comfortable, totally authentic. You can be vulnerable, open, and honest with each other. You are fully committed to each other. And it won't happen in a few months. It won't happen. For some of you, it might take even a couple of years. But it doesn't mean that you cannot have good time together and you cannot have a committed relationship with each other, like loyal relationship. You will have that, but commitment is like when you are fully committed to be in spiritual connection with this person, and that doesn't come easily and that doesn't come quick. So I feel like the guidance for you is very, very like important not to focus on the timeline of the union, but more of that positive, easygoing energy with each other, and you could slowly step up to even more committed energies. Okay, so this is the divine feminine, this is the divine masculine, and this is energy between you two. So divine feminine, she is focused very hard on something that is not related with this connection. Probably her dreams, manifestations, plans, goals, something that she wanted to do for a very long time. Now she's doing that, or she's planning, or she's manifesting, and she's believing in yourself. And it's very, very nice energies to have, because it helps her not to focus too much on this connection, but instead of focus on her goals and on her dreams. She likes to flirt with the divine masculine. She's like flirting, just testing the waters, because she feels attracted to him, sexually attractive, but she's not like she doesn't want to become attached to him, because she has anxious attachment style. It means like when he gets away from her, or when he is far away from her, physically or emotionally, she gets anxious. It doesn't mean that, for most of you, it doesn't mean that you hold on to that person and you just leech on that person and you cannot let go. No, it means like you just feel anxiety for no reason, because you don't feel emotional connection, or you feel like this person emotionally detached from you. So that's why she doesn't want to be fully committed to him and fully opening up to him, because she's afraid of her tendency to step in the serious relationship too fast, because it happened in the past that she was too much attached to romantic connections. I feel like either she had a difficult toxic relationship with some other guy, or she had this relationship was very toxic, or even there happened a lot of emotionally difficult things, which is hard to forget and hard to move on from. So she's moving on from that, but it's painful. It's quite painful process, and it takes time, and a lot of memories coming from her past, a lot of emotional baggage coming from her past. So she's still processing that things, and moving on from that traumatic experience. And she feels, like I said, she feels too shy to open up. She feels she doesn't want to be vulnerable around this person. Divine masculine, he is trying very hard to balance his life. He feels very attracted to her, but he probably doesn't express that very well, because he's lacking self-love, he's lacking acceptance to himself, and he's probably not very emotionally available, or he doesn't express that love and how much he is in love with her. He is more aware that this connection requires spiritual knowledge, or not necessarily knowledge, but this is a spiritual connection, so it requires a lot of time, a lot of understanding, awareness, a lot of lessons are in this connection. So he is in the beginning stage of accepting this spiritual nature of this connection. So if you didn't know, you are twin flames. This is a confirmation. You are twin flames. Also, he feels he has difficulties in releasing his anxiety. They both feel anxious. So, but divine masculine is even more anxious because he doesn't know where it's coming from, and divine feminine knows that her anxiety is coming from her and from her attachment style or from her tendencies. But divine masculine is not even aware of his anxiety, and he almost got used to that anxiety, got used to that always feeling anxious. So he has a difficult time in releasing that. Also, he feels like divine feminine is very advanced soul, and he is lacking that spiritual knowledge, and he is lacking that understanding, or he's immature. He feels immature. He feels weak around her. He feels like he's not manly enough, not masculine enough. He feels a little bit like a kid. And he is afraid of expressing feelings to her, but he's trying to balance himself, and he's trying to give space and give love to himself, but it has to be more time. It has to be more time for this. Okay, so union energies are very, very positive. The wheel. So the wheel is about good times coming in your way, blessings coming your way, maybe very positive, not like light-hearted, easy times coming, and it will come for most of you not even in a month, but less than in a month, so in a few weeks. Ace of Pentacles is very good, stable, new beginning. It's a beginning of committing to each other and on this material level. So probably over time you will move with each other, or you will decide to have a family or something like that. It will be a beginning stage of this connection, but it will materialize and manifest in this form. So stable new commitment to each other. Okay, so right now we'll see what blockages you have to dissipate in order to be in union with each other. Okay. Okay, so divine feminine, guidance for the divine feminine. She has to be very committed in her own healing, and especially from past memories. If you have some emotional baggage coming from your past, you should try to not to focus on that too much, and try to leave the past behind. It's very, very important for you in this healing journey, because if you keep holding on your past, those situations might repeat itself. So it's very important for you not to put a lot of attention, even if similar situations with the divine masculine occurs. For example, you are always arguing because of money. Let's say like you have money problems, and you always arguing, and you know that it is a weak spot on your relationship. It's something that you cannot fully let go, but you should try to put your attention to yourself and not to the connection and not to the argument itself, but try to get away from that, or try to remain in a peaceful position. And because you already know what happened before, and you already know that it's nothing for you, nothing to dig, nothing more to dig in the past. So yeah, leave the past behind. 10 of Pentacles indicate that you don't feel stable in this relationship, and you're still looking for stability, and you're still looking on instability from outside, but not in yourself. So for divine feminine, you have to be stable in yourself and create that stability, create that stable ground, create that support system, create habits that make you feel good, that make you feel grounded. It's very important for you to ground yourself, to be in nature, to embrace surround yourself with green stuff. You see the tree in this image, so you have to surround yourself with then flowers, trees, and green nature. Okay, let's see guidance for divine masculine. Okay, so divine masculine, he wants to be appreciated, he wants to be complimented a lot. He wants to be like, he constantly needs someone to validate his ego and to validate his self-worth. So if you're divine feminine watching this video, you should try to just praise him a lot. Praise him, say that he done great job, he is very good partner to, like, notice the little things that he does in your daily life that makes you feel happy, and focus on that and say that out loud because he needs that. Also Knight of Cups, so he needs to be more expressive, but he's trying to be more expressive and he's trying to be more romantic. He still feels afraid, but he's getting there. So just be patient with his romantic feelings, romantic gestures. He wants to do that, but he's still waiting around, and he's like, okay, maybe I'll wait one day, and it gets 1 week, and it's so be patient with his romantic gestures and his romantic expression, because he will get there. Okay, guidance for you. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. So when you have negative day and you just feel negative about this relationship, try to think at least 3 things that you are grateful for this relationship, what it gave to you as a person, what it gave for your spiritual development, what you already learned, how much you progressed in this journey, and it will raise your vibration and you will be able to align more to the blessings coming your way, because a lot of good times and positive and like easy times coming your way, but you have to trust in this process and you just be grateful for what is yet to come. And feel deserving of that. Also feel worthy of that. Feel deserving of that love that will manifest. So that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching. If you would like to book a personal reading, all information is in the description box below. So thank you and bye.